in the kitchen messing with his chemistry set.
Well, tell him to fetch the truck around.
Yes, sir, Paul.
Him and his fool chemistry set. Look what he done to my hair.
How'd he do that?
Invented something called Bodine hair darkener. Turned me into a platinum blonde.
Now shine to it.
Shine, it glows in the dark.
Jethro, how won't you?
Right in the middle of a great experiment. If this works... It works! I've done it!
Done what?
Invented purple orange juice. I'm gonna make a fortune.
How?
How? When somebody comes along and needs purple orange juice, they's gonna have to deal with me.
Granny's gonna turn purple when she sees this mess. Paul wants you to drive him down to the bank.
Hot dog. That'll give me a chance to show him my greatest discovery of all.
What's that?
Something scientists have been trying to find for years.
Where'd you get it?
I didn't get it. I invented it. This peel can turn water into gasoline. All us great scientists gets laughed at. That don't bother us none. Someday you'll be proud to say she was my lab assistant.
Oh, well, what does the lab assistant do?
Cleans up a mess.
How's it going, Miss Hathaway? Everything ready?
Right, Chief. Vintage champagne, chilled to perfection, imported caviar.
Oh, good. You know, Mrs. Sebastian is used to the best. What a man. Sponge king, shipping magnate. You got the expensive caviar, I hope.
$10 an ounce.
$10 an ounce? That's impossible.
Oh, see for yourself. 10 ounces, $100.
You left one in there.
No, I didn't.
All right, but let's leave the can around so Sebastian can see it.
That will hardly impress a man like Mr. Lucas Sebastian. He is purported to be a billionaire.
Yeah. Think of that. Real live billionaire.
And quite a remarkable man. Adventurer, world traveler, oceanographer, authority in marine biology.
$1 billion. That's 1,000 million.
His concept that the farm of the future lies at the bottom of the ocean is absolutely brilliant.
Real live billionaire.
How exciting. Farming the ocean's depths.
Doing what?
Farming the depths of the ocean for food.
Well, whose nutty idea is that?
Mr. Sebastian.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
You mean you didn't ask why he wants to organize a syndicate?
Look, when you get a chance to hook up with a man like Lucas Sebastian, you don't go asking foolish questions. Everything that man touches turns to gold.
You must be talking about Jed Clampetts.
That sounds like a perfect description.
Oh, no, Fleming. John, I was talking about the man who's going to head up our new syndicate. Lucas Sebastian.
Well, what are we going to finance? Home movies?
Oh, of course not.
Mr. Sebastian wants you to see a film about this project.
Yes, he has a brilliant plan to farm the depths of the ocean.
Farm the depths of the ocean? How does that sound to you, Fleming?
Well, if Jed Clampett goes for it, you can count me in. He's yet to make a wrong move.
One of the shrewdest investors I've ever seen.
Yes, I make all his investments.
You know, a classic example is that broken-down movie studio he picked up for a song.
$5 million, wasn't it?
5.5.
Hear that? $5.5 million. And I'll bet anything is worth 25 today.
The man's a genius.
It's my idea. I'm the genius.
By the way, Milburn, where is Clampett? He's coming, isn't he?
Well, of course he's coming. And when he gets here, he'll tell you himself that I'm the brains behind his every move.
So, put together a little of this and a little of that and come up with a Bodine gasoline pill.
You drop it in a tank of water and a car will run on it, huh?
Yes, sir. We's running on it right now.
Seem to be chugging along good as ever.
There's no difference. I'll switch back to the gasoline tank so you can see for yourself.
Don't seem to be running as good on gas as it did on your water.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Got the valve in backwards. We've been running on gas. Right now, he's running on water.
Right now, we ain't running.
I'll switch back to gas.
Good morning, Miss Hathaway.
Why, Mr. Sebastian, I have your film all ready to project.
Oh, thank you. This is a little token of my appreciation for your scholarly interest in my underseas farming project.
Oh, you shouldn't have, really. Oh, my goodness. Why, it's a sponge?
Yes, one of the finest ever brought up by my divers.
Well, why, it's absolutely magnificent, just beautiful.
I'm glad you like it.
Yes. Gentlemen, Mr. Lucas Sebastian.
Mr. Sebastian, welcome, welcome. I'm Milburn Drysdale. This is a great honor, a great pleasure.
How do you do, sir?
You know, meeting you is a privilege I've been looking forward to for many years, and I'd like to present Mr. Fleming Pendleton and Mr. John Cannaday.
Mr. Drysdale,
Yeah.
my hand.
What about it?
I'd like it back.
Gentlemen, shake hands with Mr. Lucas Sebastian. Oh, Sebastian.
How do you do, sir? How do you do? How do you do, Mr. Sebastian?
Sit down, sit down. Have some champagne, caviar.
No, I'm on a very strict diet.
What?
Yes, if you don't mind, I think I'll sit over there where I won't be tempted.
Diet? Take this caviar back to the store and get my $100.
But the can has been opened.
Solder it up.
Right now, Uncle Jed. Step down on that old starter.
Still full of bodine gasoline, huh?
But I'll get it running.
Well, I better commence walking. I'm late now.
Hey, no, Uncle Jed. I promised I'd get you to the bank on this truck, and I'm gonna do it.
How?
You steer, I'll push.
I'm sure Mr. Clampett will be here any moment. He's never late.
Well, he's late now. My time is limited. Now, if these gentlemen would care to see the film, I'd be happy to run it for them. If not, I'll be leaving.
No, run it.
Now, hold it, Melvin, hold it. I'd rather wait for Jed Clampett, wouldn't you, John?
Right.
Oh, well, sorry, gentlemen. Perhaps we can get together on another project.
No. Here we go. Go time.
Take it easy, Jethro. Not so fast.
Yeah, gentlemen. Beneath the oceans that cover 70% of our globe lie the fields and farms of the future. In these very waters, where my divers once harvested sponges, we will harvest a crop of plankton and undersea vegetation worth billions. Well, gentlemen, the purpose of this syndicate is to develop and build the heavy equipment necessary for submarine harvesting on a commercially practical scale. I think we can do it on a piddling 100 million. What do you say?
They're in.
Right, gentlemen?
Well, we'd like to caucus for a moment in the outer office.
Oh, well, please be brief. I'm due at my club in 10 minutes.
Won't be a moment. What do you think, Fleming?
It worries me that Clampett didn't show up. If this undersea farming was worth anything, he'd be here.
That's a pretty new concept. Maybe he doesn't know about it.
You kidding? Nothing gets by that old fox.
Oh, hey, Jane Hathaway here. Where's Mr. Clampett? What's that? Trying out a new discovery? A chemical that turns water into gasoline?
You hear that?
Fantastic.
Wonder he isn't here.
You say Jethro invented it?
I told you the kid was a genius. Got to get in on it. Yeah, gotta find Clampett.
Tell Milburn that we had to leave.
But what about the Ocean Farming Syndicate?
Maybe he can sell it to a seagull.
Yeah, it's for the birds.
Hello, Ellie. When you hear from your father, would you please ask him to call? Thank you, dear. Bye.
Well, fellas, what?
They're gone, Chief.
But the syndicate.
I'm afraid they're not interested.
Oh, well, I'd say that about wraps things up, Drysdale. Apparently your bank doesn't have the clientele for something this big. Good day.
No, wait. Mr. Clampett's big enough.
Kindly remove that tourniquet from my arm. Thank you. Mr. Clampett didn't put in an appearance.
But he will.
Sorry, I'm late for a massage at my club.
He's on his way. I know he is.
Better come in, slow down, Jethro. I gotta make a turn at the next corner. Jethro, I say slow down. Jethro! Must have lost him on that last hill.
Mr. Sebastian, wait. Let's drive up to Mr.
I
Clampett.
told you I'm late for a massage.
But I'll massage you on the way. I'm really very good. I'll find him and bring him over to the club. You'll like him. He's a wonderful man.
Miss Hathaway?
Mr. Clampett, where have you been? Everyone's looking for you.
Well, I had a little inventor trouble. Is the syndicate meeting over?
Yes, but there's still time for you to get together with Mr. Sebastian, and it's very important that you do.
How come?
Well, he has a brilliant new plan for producing food.
Is he a farmer?
In a sense, but I'll let him explain it to you. I'll have Jethro rush you right over to the Oxford Club.
Well, Jethro's might tuckered out. He just pushed a truck 4 miles at a dead run. Whereabouts is this Oxford Club?
Well, actually, it's just up Wilshire a couple of blocks.
Oh, shucks, I'll walk over.
Well, you'll find Mr. Sebastian in the massage room. I do hope you'll see your way clear to help make his dream a reality.
Well, I'll do the best I can. I'm sorry about missing the meeting. Jethro done the best he could.
All's well that ends well.
Oh, Joe! Take it easy. Have a heart. Oh.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sebastian. You told me not to show you any mercy till the last of those 20 pounds were gone.
Yeah, but Joe, I've been doing my best. I've been starving myself for 3 days.
Don't give me that. I heard about those donuts this morning.
Oh? Who informed on me?
I just happened to date the waitress at the coffee shop.
I gave her a $10 tip. Oh.
And you promised me a $100 tip if we got rid of those pounds by tonight. And I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but Joe, just let me rest for a couple of minutes, eh?
Well, okay, just for a couple, though. And then I'm going to beat you, bake you, boil you, steam you, and fry you until those pounds come off.
All right, it's a deal. Just let me have 40 winks.
Yes, sir. Something I can do for you?
Well, howdy. My name is Jed Clampett. I'm looking for Mr. Sebastian. Is he here?
Yeah, but he's asleep right now.
Down here in the basement?
They're right over there on the table.
Does he sleep here a lot?
Whenever I let him.
Well, maybe I better go and come back another time.
Was he expecting you?
Well, I kind of think he's hoping I'll drop by.
Well, maybe I better let him know you're here then.
Well, no, I wouldn't.
Oh, that's all right. I was going to wake him up to work him over anyway. Okay, nap time's up. There's a Mr. Clampett here to see you.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Clampett?
Howdy, Mr. Sebastian.
I'll shower and get dressed.
No, you don't. You're going to stay right here. You paid for those donuts.
Now, here, hold on.
No. He's right, Mr. Clampett. I ate those donuts, and this is the only way I can pay the price.
Well, let me pay.
Oh.
Well, it's better get beat up.
You don't understand, Mr. Clampett. I just have to learn how to keep away from food.
Well, you starved.
I have been starving. 3 days.
By doggies, Mr. Sebastian. I got to admire your pride.
Pound away, Joe.
I'm in some place called the Oxford Club trying to help this poor farmer. I tell you, Granny, he's a pitiful case. He sleeps in the cellar on a hard table, no clothes on his back, and ain't got the price of 2 donuts.
You gonna grub stake him, Jed?
I'm sure going to try, but it ain't going to be easy. He's poor, but uncommon proud. He'd rather take a beating than let me pay for his donuts.
Out of here and into the rollers.
No, not the rollers, not
Yeah, the rollers.
No.
Granny, I got to get out of here before I tangle with the fellow that runs this place. He's the meanest, orneriest critter I ever seen. Poor Mr. Sebastian can't pay him the money he owes, and dogged if this rascal ain't determined to squeeze it out of his hide.
Fetch the poor fella home, Jed. Leastways, we can give him bed and board.
Okay, into the sweat box.
Oh, no, Joe, no. No, not the torture chamber, Joe. Let me ride the bicycle.
In the box.
Granny, I'm afraid it's going to take a scrap to get Mr. Sebastian out of here. That fella Joe done took the wheel off his bicycle.
Sure do thank you for towing me home, Miss Jane.
That's all right, dear boy. Glad to do it. Jethro, I still think I should have towed you to a garage to have this engine reassembled.
Heck fire, Miss Jane. I can fix it. All I got to do is figure out where to connect these leftovers.
Well, bonne chance. I want your Uncle Jed to have this. He and Mr. Sebastian may be going into business together.
Good thing I graduated 6th grade. I hate to tackle this without education.
You know, Joe, I just weighed myself and I'm down to, Joe. Joe, where are you?
Oh, let me out of here. Get me out of this thing.
Well, what happened to you, Joe?
Well, you remember when I let you out of the steam cabinet there and you kind of staggered into the shower room?
Yes?
Well, Mr. Clampett came over and gave me a $20 bill. Asked me if that would satisfy me. I thought he wanted a massage. So I said, take off your clothes and I'll work you over.
And?
Well, that's the last thing I remember till I woke up in here.
You know, Joe, I'm beginning to wonder if I should accept Mr. Clampett's invitation to dinner.
What is it, Granny? According to Miss Jane, it's something that Mr. Sebastian grows on his farm. And a prize one, too.
When's it gonna be done?
I don't know, child. I've been stewing it for better than an hour. And it still ain't tender.
Sure does smell good.
Well, I put in a little piece of salt pork for seasoning. Let's just let it simmer there. You come and help me pick some dandelion greens to go with it.
Size of that mushroom.
Well, come in, come in. I'm glad you could make it. There we are.
Thank you.
I see you got some clothes.
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Sebastian was telling me that's hand-loomed Irish tweed. Got it on Bond Street.
Now, don't you worry. It looks fine. Want to borrow my razor? I got a little surprise for you, Mr. Sebastian. You hungry?
Oh, I've never been so hungry in my life.
There you are. 2 dozen of the finest donuts money can buy. Just a wallering in sugar.
For me?
For you and no strings attached.
No.
Proudest man I ever seen. Well, I reckon it would have took the edge off of Granny's victuals anyhow.
I'm sure she's got something wonderful cooking.
Just dump them right in the kettle. The kettle's empty. Empty?
Yes, ma'am. Started out just to have a taste, but you know me and mushrooms.
You ate the whole thing?
Yes, ma'am. Didn't have a lot of flavor, but it was mighty filling. I've never seen anything soak up so much gravy.
Trouble. Girl trouble.
What kind of girl trouble?
The worst kind. I ain't got one.
Oh, let's sit down, boy. What you hiding behind you there?
This is a picture of you when you was my age.
What you doing with that?
Well, I was hoping it'd jog your memory a mite. Granny says when this picture was took, you was a lady killer at Cass Cab.
Well, you know, Granny liked to stretch the truth when, What are you doing?
Notice the resemblance?
What do you want, boy?
I want some advice on how to get girls.
Well, I ain't the one to give you that. I wasn't a lady killer at Cass County.
You wasn't?
No, there's plenty of fellas had me backed off. There was, well, let me see now. There was, Now, you take old... What do you want to know, boy?
I want to know just exactly how you went about getting a girl.
Well, as I recollect, I done my best girl getting on Saturday afternoons.
Yes, sir?
Used to get all slicked up and go into town and stake out a good spot in front of the general store and go to whittling.
Whittling?
Yep. On a long piece of soft pine, just about like that. Of course, out of the corner of my eye, I was watching the girls.
I see.
Right now, let me warn you about something. You got to keep half your mind on your watching and half on your whittling. A little too much of one or the other, and you're liable to lose a girl or a finger. Well, now, I didn't do none of my fancy whittling until I seen a pretty girl come along. Then I would peel off about a foot and a half. I'd peel off about a foot and a half curler, so thin. I'd peel off about a foot and a half curler. You got to remember that I ain't done much girl getting whittling for a number of years.
And then what happened, Uncle Jed?
Then I'd show her a few of my fancy mumbly peg throws, like my 3.5 off the wrist, or my side spinner off the ear, nose winder. And while I was doing that, I'd mention the barn dance that night, and before you know it, we was acquainted.
Hot dog!
What was all that for?
He's just full of oats, Granny.
I declare that boy'll eat anything.
He ain't been eating them, he just feels them.
Uh-oh.
Huh? Jethro says you told him how to get a girl.
Yep.
Well, tell me so's I can get a fella.
Well, I don't think it'll work for a girl, Ellie. You'd best ask Granny how to get a fella.
Well, would you tell me, Granny?
Let me think about it.
Oh, please.
I'm going to do it. I just want to think about it. At my age, you got to take your fun where you find it. Now, as I recollect, us girls used to do our best hunting in front of the general store on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, how come?
'Cause that's where the fellas used to stand and pretend to whittle whilst they watch the girls.
Granny, I ain't never seen fellas whittling in front of stores in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Come to think of it, they probably ain't no boys around today that dumb.
Got my pocket knife ready, Uncle Jed? Uncle Jed, I got plenty of that soft whittling wood you told me to get.
Yeah, now listen, boy, I got some more to tell you.
Shucks, Uncle Jed, you done told me all I need to know. If I go to peeling off them long curls, I got it made. I'm gonna be the lady killer of Beverly Hills.
Granny, I didn't realize the boy was so desperate.
Ellie, too. Or if she ain't, she ought to be. I can't go on telling folks she's 14 forever.
We have got to meet other young'uns. And there's only one sure way to do it, city or country.
A wingding.
A wingding?
That's what Mr. Clampett said he wanted, the biggest wingding in town.
Well, don't stand there. Go out and buy it for him.
A wingding is a dance, a party.
Oh, good. You know, I've been wanting to throw a big party for Mr. Clampett, and now that he's paying for it, let's go all out.
Not to be for Mr. Clampett, it's for Ellie and Jethro, so they can meet other young people.
Oh, I see. A party and a dance for young people. Okay, let's give those kids a real thrill. We'll get Guy Lombardo. Swing and Sway with Sammy Kaye.
I'm afraid not.
I've got it. Clyde McCoy.
Chiefy, young people today just aren't dancing to those groups anymore.
Oh, what's the matter with these kids today? A bunch of squares?
Hardly, but time marches on, vogues change. Right now, groups like the Beatles are all the rage.
The who?
The Beatles. They're the most popular group in the world. Why, they get as much as $100,000 for one appearance.
They do?
Yes. Last year alone, they made something like $14 million.
Well, let's get them.
For the Clampett party?
No, for depositors.
Getting back to the Clampett wingding.
Just take care of it. Anything they want.
Well, inasmuch as the Clampetts aren't acquainted out here, they've asked me to make arrangements for the music. Now, the Beatles aren't available, but there are groups who have a similar appeal. Herman and the Hermits, Freddie and the Dreamers, the Animals, the Birds. Of course, they probably aren't available on short notice either, but here are some others on my list.
If I paid them 4.5% and loaned it out at 7.5%, no, make that 8.
Chief.
Yes?
For the Clampett wingding, I may be able to get the lizards, the frogs, the termites.
Well, get them. Whatever Granny wants to cook. Oh, I've been doing some figuring. And to help you land that Beatle account, I'll make that a set of dishes for each of them. I'll throw in a bowl of artificial flowers and a plastic meat platter.
Gee, Chief, you've taken all the challenge out of it.
Well, Jethro, glad you're back. What's the matter? You look like somebody dropped a clod in your churn.
Jed, I didn't do no good at all with that whittling. You got no other way of meeting girls?
Matter of fact, I have.
Good.
And fellers, too.
I don't care nothing about them, just girls.
For Ellie Mae. And there's going to be plenty of both. We're going to throw you young'uns a wingding.
Thank you, Pop.
I'm just ashamed not to have done it sooner.
We gonna have lots of vittles and pretty girls?
And music and dancing.
And vittles and pretty girls?
And games and prizes and stuff.
And vittles and pretty girls, huh?
That's our word for it, young'uns. We ain't going to put the big pot in the little one.
Greetings, all. Holding a family conference, are you?
I was just telling the young'uns about our wingding. Miss Jane's going to take care of getting the music first.
Where you gonna get, Miss Jane?
Well, I thought I'd spend the evening going to the places frequented by young people and auditioning the various musical groups.
Sound like a dandy idea.
Yes. Of course, it'd be even dandier if I had someone to accompany me.
Well, I'll go.
Well, perhaps.
Speak up, Jethro.
Oh, I don't care if Ellie goes.
Well, I think that Granny's going to need Ellie to help her in the kitchen tonight. But how about Jethro going?
Jethro? Now, that's a thought if you'd like to.
Why, he is just squirming to go, ain't you, boy?
Yeah. Splendid, Jethro. I'll pick you up early. That will give us time to catch the lizards, the frogs, the termites, and possibly even the moles.
Thanks, Miss Jane, but you just worry about the music. Granny will take care of the vittles.
Yes. Well, au revoir.
She got 2 eyes on you. She's going out to Louisiana to get a mojo man. Oh yeah, she's going out to Louisiana to get a mojo man. Oh yeah.
My goodness, it's rather wild, isn't it?
Huh?
I didn't expect it to be so frantic.
What'd you say?
I hardly think this is suitable to our needs. It's too savage, too primitive. It just won't do. It just grabs you, doesn't it?
Well, I've been looking the place over, and I think that front hall is best for square dancing.
Too bad we ain't got a barn.
Well, once we get it full of corn shucks and hay bales and pumpkins, one thing and another, that front hall's gonna look pretty good.
Well, I sure hope Jethro and Miss Jane find some good music tonight.
Hey, well, where'd they go, Granny?
Well, let's see. They started out at a place called Something to Go-Go.
Well, just so they come up with a good fiddle player.
Don't you walk on by, pretty woman. Don't you make me cry, pretty woman. If that's the way it must be, okay. I guess I'll go on home, it's late. Maybe
Jane?
tomorrow night.
Well, Miss Jane, where are you?
What do I see? Is he coming back to me?
Might as well give up, Earl. I know it's plumb past daylight, but Jethro is sleeping in this morning.
I gotta say one thing for California, Jed. No matter what time of year, you can always find flowers.
Want me to get these in water for you, Granny?
Please, honey. And then put them around the parlor. 'Cause that's where the old folks are gonna sit tonight while you young'uns are dancing.
Well, ain't you gonna dance?
Of course I am. I'm talking about old folks.
Dug up all the rocking chairs we got, Granny, but they ain't gonna be enough for all the old folks to rock.
Well, I'll pass around my rheumatism medicine. And them that ain't rocking will think they is.
March! Halt! Good morning, Granny. Mr. Clampetts? Morning.
Are you all right?
All right. Do you know what time I got up this morning? 6 o'clock.
Jethro's sleeping in, too.
We all have mornings when we don't feel like getting out of bed.
I feel wonderful. I marched all the way from my house. Well, that's a good 100 yards. I guess I am a little bushed.
You look about the way Jethro did when he dragged in last night.
Yeah, him and Miss Jane was out awful late.
Yeah, the boy was dead on his feet, but he said that they found some mighty fine music for our wingding at that go-go place.
Plenty of young folks, too. Jethro hauled off and invited everybody that was there.
Well, I'm glad to know the music and guests are taken care of. Oh, by the way, did Miss Hathaway mention whether she had located the Beatles? Beatles?
Oh, I hope they ain't got into her garden. Them is the peskiest bugs.
Especially the potato beans.
No. This is a group that sings and plays musical instruments.
The dickens you say?
Oh, yes, they're famous. They appear all over. They make a fabulous amount of money.
Singing Beatles, huh?
Well, let me know if Miss Jean finds them. I'd pay $25 to see that myself.
No. You're still... They're like... Well, never mind. I saw a picture of them, and I'm still confused.
Jethro, did you get some good music for the wingding?
Did I ever? Where'd you see 'em, Ellie? 4 fellas that really wail.
Well, tell me about it.
You'll meet 'em when I fetch 'em home this evening. Right now, I got to go into town and get me some clothes and do something about my hair.
Well, Granny will cut your hair.
Cut it? Gee.
Morning, Mr. Drysdale.
Good morning, Ellie.
Let me get you a cup of coffee.
Oh, thank you.
How about a bowl of... Ellie Mae, there was 3 boxes of flakes in there.
Well, Jethro just finished breakfast.
Well, glad the boy's up. We can go out and get the decorations.
Jethro's gone to town, Paul. Said he'd be back this evening.
This evening? Why, we ain't gonna have time to fetch the trimmings for the hall.
Well, let me take care of that for you, Mr. Clampett.
Well, can you get hay and corn and pumpkins and such?
Anything you want. I'll have it brought in by the truckload.
I'd like some autumn leaves, if it don't cost too much.
Hang the cost. I enjoy spending money on my friends, especially when they can afford it.
Well, it's about time you was getting home.
Well, where'd you get all this stuff?
Never mind. Now get upstairs and change your clothes.
Where's them fellas you was gonna fetch home?
Miss Jane's bringing them. Here, Ellie. There's more on the truck. Granny, you got this place looking like a barn.
No, thanks to you. Now get upstairs and change your clothes. Go on now.
What is it, Ellie?
Well, I ain't sure, Paul. It can't be a fiddle. There ain't no bow with it.
Not a banjo. It ain't round and it ain't got no skin on it.
It's kind of like a guitar, except it ain't holler. It don't hardly make no sound at all.
Reckon this is what the music fellas is gonna play?
I hope not. If your pa calls the dances above a whisper, he'll drown 'em out.
I'll see what else is on the truck. Jethro.
What's the matter?
Well, he said Miss Jane was fetching fellas. She just drove up with a whole carload of girls.
It was an honest mistake, Ellie. These girls are right, but they dress like fellers.
Mr. Clampett, your wingding musicians are here.
Hey, howdy, young fellas. Lady. Well, welcome, everybody.
These are the Clampetts. These are the enemies.
Howdy.
Hi, how are you?
Did she say they was the enemies? Yes, sir. I'm glad they ain't on our side.
Oh, they have some other things to unload.
Oh, good. Say, excuse me, but do any of you all play the fiddle?
Well, if it's got a beat, we can fake it.
What do you make of it, Jed?
Jethro's got some explaining to do.
What about? How about this, huh?
Boy, have you looked in the mirror?
Why? Is my wig on crooked?
Your head's on crook.
Why'd you get yourself up like that?
Well, this is the way all the fellas looks now.
Heck far, Paul. I ain't gonna have no fun tonight if all the fellas look like girls.
Well, cheer up, Ellie. It might be some sport just sorting them out.
Hello, Granny. I wanted to get by earlier. How's the wingding? Are the young people dancing?
No! They're twitching and jumping like a bunch of worms on a hot rock. No wonder they got long hair. They can't stand still long enough to get it cut.
I hope Mr. Clampett isn't too upset.
No. Jed's finally got him quietened down. He's trying to learn him to square dance.
Wonderful. Let's go see how he's doing.
Right hand, your partner. Left hand. Both hands, your partner. Now, you see how easy it is? Especially when I call out the moves for you. Now, you reckon you can play that Turkey in a Straw tune?
Oh, sure.
Dandy. Let's get going. Square dancing.
I'll be in the parlor with a jug and a rocker.
I'm with her.
Ellie?
I'm with them.
Me too, Ellie.
Don't tell me you found game in these hills.
We just doing a little target plinking, Granny.
We tried smearing molasses on that rock over yonder and picking flies off it.
Yeah, not many of them showed up. Must be too cold.
Okay, Paul. Y'all can commence the shooting now.
Where's your target?
See that tree at the bottom of the holler?
You call that shooting?
No, ma'am. But see that board leaning up against it?
Ellie can hit that with her slingshot.
We ain't shooting at the board, Granny. We was fixing to drive them nails sticking in it.
Still say that ain't hill country shooting.
Granny's right, boy. See that rock over on the left?
Yes, sir.
Let's ricochet off that and then drive the nail. How far do you make that to be?
Oh, about 100 yards.
Too close for this gun. All right, boy. Every other one. This ain't no sport at this distance.
That's the truth.
Why don't we all go out in the country where we can do some real shooting?
Now, yeah!
Ravenswood, what is going on?
Oh, it's the Clampetts, madam.
Well, go over there and command them to cease at once.
Begging your pardon, madam, having survived the Battle of Britain, I don't wish to press my luck.
Then summon the police.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale has forbidden any such action.
Well, something has to be done. This is Daddy's first visit. One look at those savages and he'll take the next plane back to Boston.
Maybe they'll prove somewhat of a shock to the old gentleman.
A shock? My father doesn't even know that people like that exist. He's spent his entire life among the aristocracy of Back Bay, Boston. Why, he hasn't even accepted Milburn yet. And we've been married 25 years.
Well, speaking of your husband, madam, perhaps he could persuade the Clampetts to take a trip.
That money-hungry bourgeois. He's afraid to let them out of his sight. I'll do it. I must do it for Daddy's sake. Tell Perkins to pick me up at the Clampetts. We'll go to the airport from there.
Yes, madam.
Whereabouts should we go, Uncle Jed?
Well, let's head for some tall timber. I hear there's a place out that way called Westwood.
Sounds dandy. We ain't seen no real wood since we left the hill.
Let her roll, boy.
Hey, wait for us! Hey, yonder comes Miss Drysdale.
On the double, too.
Wait!
Howdy, Miss Drysdale. Want to come out in the country with us and do a little shooting?
No, Mr. Clampett. My father is arriving from Boston this morning.
Well, do tell.
Well, ain't that nice?
I don't believe we ever met you, Paul.
I know. He never met anyone like you either.
Don't they have millionaires in Boston?
That wasn't what I meant, but never mind. I'm here to ask a very great favor.
Well, ask away.
Anything at all.
Just tell us what we can do.
Well, you see, Daddy is one of the leading citizens of Boston, and this will be his first visit out here. And I'm terribly anxious to make a good impression. And, well, I guess I'll just have to come right to the point. His plane will be arriving soon. Could I persuade you Clampetts to take a little trip?
Why, you bet you can.
Wonderful.
We'll go right out to the airport and fetch him.
What?
Billy and me'll stay here, so you can go along.
Sure. You and your pa can ride up here on the bench.
Good thinking, girls. It's a dandy view from up there. She can show them the sights. You too, Duke. Come on down.
Oh, no, Mr. Clampett.
Well, all right, if you want to take him. Your pa partial to hound dogs, is he?
Never see a finer one than old Duke's. Keep you warm up there, too.
Come on, Miss Drysdale.
No, I wouldn't think of letting you drive me to the airport.
Why, shucks, it's our pleasure.
It'll show your pa what kind of neighbors you got.
My father doesn't even know there are neighbors like you. You met him at the airport. He fainted away.
No fooling. Little act of kindness like that.
Wonder why she changed her mind.
It seems her pa ain't used to friendly neighbors.
I know how he feels. That Boston must be a heap like Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but Miss Drysdale figured meeting us right off might be too much for him.
Poor old fella.
Milburn, Daddy is here. Rise.
Milburn, my boy. Welcome to California, Mr. Farquhar. Your first visit, I believe.
Yes. Daddy has never been west of Copley Square.
Well, and how was your trip?
Daddy had a dreadful experience. He had to change planes in Las Vegas.
I had no idea places like that existed.
Poor Daddy.
How long were you there?
6 days.
6 days?
Well, Margaret, I just couldn't take any plane, you know.
Yes, of course. It must have been terrible.
Oh, pretty rugged. Now, if you'll excuse us for a moment, dear, I have some business to discuss with your husband.
Did you hear that, Mildred? Daddy wants to discuss business with you. Listen carefully.
Well, Milburn, my boy?
You got tapped in Vegas, huh?
Murdered. That's an expression I heard up there. Of course, it would be a simple matter for me to telephone my bank in Boston. No, you didn't let me finish. I'm overdrawn there.
You, a Farquhar, overdrawn?
Yes. I have kept it from my daughter to spare her pride, but ever since her mother passed on, I have met with a series of financial reverses. Well, I suppose it's that I miss her so, you know. Well, now an old man needs something to turn to in his grief. Now, if we could arrange a little something to tide me over...
How much do you want to borrow?
Oh, I'm not asking to borrow money.
No?
No. I'll roll you high dice.
Forget it. Now, look, I'm glad to have you stay at the house. You'll have a nice room, plenty of food, but I will not finance your gambling. In fact, you should seek a cure.
Would you like to finance that?
No, I wouldn't. Any money you want, you'll have to wheedle from your daughter. I give her a very generous allowance.
You know, son, for 25 years, the Farquhars have looked down on you. We always felt Margaret married beneath her. And you know something? We were right.
Daddy, before we go home, I must prepare you for a shock.
He hasn't cut off your allowance.
No, it's about our next-door neighbors, the Clampetts. They're terrible people.
Well, how terrible?
Oh, they're simply unbelievable. Peasants, little better than cave dwellers.
Well, why does Milburn tolerate them?
They have $50 million in his bank.
How much did you say?
50 million. Daddy?
Hmm? Oh, yes, dear, yes.
Steel yourself for the Clampetts.
I'm ready, dear. I'm ready. You say those millionaires, those peasants, they live over that way, huh?
Yes. Mercifully, the hedge conceals them from view.
Money hasn't changed them at all, huh?
Not a bit. They don't know what to do with it.
You don't say.
Daddy, they're such a blight. If only someone could rid the neighborhood of them.
Well, I'll do what I can to clean them out.
Stay away from them, Daddy, please.
Beg pardon, madam. The upstairs maid wishes to speak to you.
Oh, excuse me, Daddy. Ravenswood, serve Mr. Farquhar.
Yes, madam.
Just plain, Ravenwood.
Yes, sir.
Oh, tell me, those Clampetts next door, I suppose they're a rowdy group, huh? Gamble a lot, play poker, shoot dice?
Oh, no, sir. They're simple people. Rustic types.
Oh, rustic, huh? Well, that'll help. Oh, say, this is superb. Now, you didn't learn to make tea like this out here.
No, sir. In the old country, sir. The home of superb tea.
Really? You don't talk like a Bostonian.
Howdy! You must be Miss Drysdale's pa. Uncle Jed said you was skittish.
Yes. Who are you?
I'm Jethro Bodine.
Oh, for a moment I thought you might be one of the Clampetts.
Well, I am. Uncle Jed's my uncle, Cousin Ellie's my cousin, and Granny's my grandma.
Genealogically speaking, that computes.
Huh?
There are 4 of you.
Just a minute. Yeah, that's right. What's your name?
Lowell Redlings Farquhar.
Oh, go on.
Well, that's really my name.
Well, would you mind if I just called you Shorty?
Well, all right, go ahead, Jethro.
Thank you. I hope I ain't friendly enough to you too fast, but Granny won't bust out the company victuals till we's all good acquainted.
As a matter of fact, I'm anxious to get all good acquainted with you Clampetts, too.
Hot dog! Let's go!
Here, wait! What are you doing?
Jed, my possum is coming on for done to a turn. How long are we gonna have to wait for that Boston fella to get unskittish?
Well, if Miss Drysdale don't fetch him over here to meet us pretty soon, we're going to have to figure out a way to commence breaking the ice.
I can do that. Got a little icebreaker right here.
Don't get too handy with that jug. You might be a temperance man.
Jethro's coming with Miss Drysdale's pal.
Hi, everybody. This here's my Uncle Jed, my Cousin Ellie, my Granny. Come on, Shorty, let's go wash up and eat.
Yes, sir. Put that man down.
I tried that, Uncle Jed, but he couldn't keep up with me.
Put him down. Thank you. I'm real sorry, Mr. Farquhar, but when Jethro has an empty stomach, he gets a head to match. Now, boy, you go in the parlor and lay a fire.
Ain't we gonna eat?
Do like I tell you.
Gee whiz, after I went and toted him over here, introduced him and everything.
Man, you going upstairs and put on a pretty party dress.
Yes, sir, pal.
Well, well. How do you like your possum, Mr. Farquhar? Falling off the bones tender, or with a little fight left in it?
I beg your pardon. Did you say possum?
Look at him, Jed. He can't believe his good luck.
Just cooking the same as always, Granny, and it'll be finger-licking good.
You boys enjoy yourself. I'll call you.
Thank you.
Well, what would you like to do, Mr. Farquhar?
Well, I don't know. We might chat a little, or... I don't suppose you play cards.
Well, I have held a couple of hands of whist. What do you have in mind?
Well, I came across a new game on the way out here. Something called poker.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Of course, I never played any.
It looked like a lot of fun. Shall we give it a try?
Well, I'm sorry, but I haven't got a deck of cards in the house.
Well, it just so happened that I have some here. Oh, good. Yeah, I play solitaire a lot now that I'm a widower.
Widower now.
And you only seen this game played once, huh?
Yes, that's right.
You sure picked it up in a hurry.
Yes, didn't I? Now, each one of these matches is worth $100.
What dickens you say? I'll have to speak to Jethro. He uses $1,000 worth just getting the fire going.
Is that right? Now, we'll start off by playing a little game called Seven-Toed Pete.
I thought we was going to play poker.
It's the same thing.
You learn me as we go along, huh?
You can depend upon it.
That's mighty nice of you.
It's a pleasure.
Kind of ashamed of myself. I ain't learning this game worth shucks.
Oh, no. You're doing fine. Fine. I'll tell you what. We'll double the stakes, and that way you'll have a chance to catch up.
Well, I wouldn't want you to break the rules just for me.
Oh, I'd be glad to do it.
Would you like me to deal once you've been doing it all?
No, I'm not tired.
How's it going?
Oh, fine.
You boys shouldn't play with matches.
We's ready for that possum any time, Granny.
It's gone, Jed.
Gone?
That stomach that walks like a boy. Got it.
This news is going to lay heavy on Mr. Farquhar.
Oh, yes. I'll be greatly disappointed.
I can open up a can or something.
That'll be fine.
Now, let's see. I can give you canned crawdads, crow gizzards, hawk eggs, gopher shanks.
Why don't you surprise us, Granny?
No surprise. I'm really not hungry, you know.
I know how you feel. When you got your heart set on baked possum, nothing else sounds good.
How true.
Can three play this game?
Oh, yes, indeed. Do sit down. And we'll open up another box of matches. Give Granny some matches here, will you? You'll enjoy this.
Margaret, they told me at the club to rush right home. What's the matter? What happened? Have we been robbed?
Oh, no. Daddy has disappeared.
For that, you called me off the golf course? Listen, Margaret, I had John Cushing 2 strokes down on the 9th hole. I was a cinch to win $20.
But I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation. One moment, Daddy was sitting here having tea, and the next moment he was gone.
Well, that's one relative who doesn't wear out his welcome.
Search around and there's no trace of Mr. Farquhar.
Call the FBI.
Call the drugstore. He's probably out in front matching coins.
Oh, you lout. My father is a Farquhar. Do you think he'd stoop to gambling?
No, of course not, dear. I was only joking.
Granny, let me deal now, will you?
Oh, I don't mind.
By doggies, Granny, you're getting pretty near as good as Mr. Farquhar.
Thank you.
But you'll have to learn her that fancy way you deal off the bottom of the deck.
Excuse me, Granny. I shot Jethro pretty near to town, but he gave me the slip.
Well, never mind. Are you hungry yet, Mr. Farquhar?
No.
Well, you might as well clear the dishes off the fancy eating table. Yes, sir.
Too bad we ain't had victuals in the billiard room in some time.
Oh? Oh, did you say billiard room?
Yeah, there's a billiard head hanging on the wall.
Head?
Would you like to see it? You're about out of matches anyway.
Yes, I'd like very much to see it, yeah.
So this being called a billiard room and that a billiard table, we figured this critter must be a billiard. Awful plain looking, ain't he?
I'd say that, yeah.
That's the part they put up on the wall. I'd hate to think what the rest of them looks like.
He must be as heavy as he is homely. You can see this table is built extra stout. Hold up his carcass.
Trouble is, it's so big we have to use these pot passers to hand the riddles around.
Did you know that you could play a game on this table?
You don't say.
Yes, it's called pool. And you play it with these pot passers. I could show it to you if you like. We could play for matches. Would you like that?
That sounds dandy.
All right. Are you sure you've never played pool before?
Nope, but it reminds me for all the world of ricochet shooting.
What kind of shooting?
Ricochet. That's when you bounce your bullet off a rock before you hit the target. Jethro and me does it a lot.
Farquhar, you old pirate!
Just a minute, Mr. Drysdale. I'm fixing to shoot. Now, what was it you wanted, Mr. Drysdale?
I don't remember.
Rack 'em up, Mr. Farquhar.
Mr. Farquhar, Ellie Mae says that these poker matches come to $472,000. Give or take a few thousand.
You took these innocent people for that much?
No, that's what I owe them.
I don't know where you buy your matches in Boston, Mr. Farquhar, but you're getting overcharged something awful. Now, why don't you take these back with you? You can sell them at a nice profit.
You mean that I don't owe then? I'm not expected to pay?
Let's forget about the matches. We'll both enjoy the game better if we don't have to keep track.
Well, that is wonderful.
Grab yourself a pot passer, Mr. Drysdale. Rack 'em up, Mr. Farquhar.
Don't figure on playing more than an hour, Lowell. I just stuck another possum in the oven for you.